Welcome to Vaughan Inglés 4.0, the radio show with Kyle Miller. Following class by class, step by step, the material of Vaughan Inglés 4.0 on Aprende Inglés TV. Clase 40. Class 40. Let's go! Beginner. Bienvenidos. Welcome. Welcome to Class 40. Already, Class 40. Wow. I can't believe it. No me lo puedo creer. I can't believe it. We're in Class 40 already. Incredible. Incredible. Bueno, vamos a empezar como siempre con un repaso de lo que hemos visto ayer en clase. Ok. Following along, estamos siguiendo en la guía del alumno, in the student guide. The student guide. Following along, here we are in class 40.1, which reviews 39.2 and 39.3. Pregúntame, ask me if there are any cactuses in Canada, like in the desert. Those plants that don't need much water. Cactuses. Ask me if there are any cactuses in Canada. Are there any cactuses in Canada? No, I don't think so. There aren't any cactuses in Canada. Pero hay un desierto en Canadá. Es verdad. La mayoría de la gente no sabe eso, pero es verdad que hay un desierto. There's a desert in Canada, en el oeste, but there aren't any cactuses. Ask me if there are any microphones on the table. Are there any microphones on the table? Yes, there are. There are 5 microphones on the table. Ask me if there are any flamenco dancers in Canada. Are there any flamenco dancers in Canada? Yes, there are flamenco dancers in Canada. Not many, and I suppose they're Spanish, or they're interested in Spanish culture, but there are flamenco dancers in Canada. Ask me if there are any ice hockey teams in Spain. Hockey sobre hielo, ice hockey, or hockey. Ask me if there are any hockey teams in Spain. Kyle, are there any hockey teams in Spain? Claro. Yes, there are hockey teams in Spain. There are hockey teams in Spain. There is a hockey team in Majadahonda. There is a hockey team in Jaca in the north. There are hockey teams in Spain, several. Ice hockey teams, yes. Me gustaría jugar con ellos. I would like to play with them. If they invite me, si me invitan algún día, pues me voy a jugar. Porque los canadienses, nosotros encantamos ice hockey. I played for 7 years in Canada. 7 años jugué en Canadá, sí. Ice hockey, hockey sobre hielo. Me encanta. Ask me if there are any professional football teams in Canada. Are there any professional football teams in Canada? Yes, there are. Yes, there are. Ask me if there are any pencils in my pocket. Are there any pencils in your pocket? No, there aren't. There aren't any pencils in my pocket. Ask me if there are any people in the office. Are there any people in the office? The office, que está por arriba. No, there aren't any people in the office. Ask me if there are any people in the studio. Are there any people in the studio? Yes, there are people in the studio. There is Nacho, the technician, and me. We are the only ones in the studio. Ask me if there are any stains on my shirt. Si hay manchas en mi camisa. Ask me if there are any stains on my shirt. Kyle, are there any stains on your shirt? No, not that I know of. Creo que no. No, there aren't any stains on my shirt. Ask me if there are any windows in this studio. Are there any windows in the studio? Yes, there are windows in the studio. But only internal windows. Ask me if there are any pens on the table. Are there any pens on the table? Yes, there are pens on the table. Ask me if there are any trees in front of the office. Are there any trees in front of the office? Yes, there are some trees in front of the office. Y podemos practicar otra vez con incontables y la palabra some. I have some Pepsi. There is some Pepsi in the glass and there is some Pepsi in the bottle. There's some Pepsi on the table and there's some Pepsi on the floor. Se me ha caído por el suelo. It's fallen on the floor. There's some Pepsi on the floor. Where's the Pepsi? Well, some is on the floor and some is on the table. Aquí tengo un vaso con hielo hoy. Ayer no, pero aquí tengo un vaso con hielo. Unos cubos. Pero digamos some, porque es incontable. Los cubos podemos contar. There are 3 ice cubes in the glass. There is 1 ice cube on the table. But there is some ice. Hay hielo. There's some ice in the glass. There's some ice on the table. Eso es. There's some ice in the glass and there's some ice on the table. That's right. Where's the ice? Well, some is in the glass and some is on the table. Where's the Pepsi? Some is on the floor and some is on the table. Where's the water? Some is in the bottle and some is in the glass. Where's the sand? Some is on the beach and some is in my shoe. Where's the salt? Some is in the salt shaker. Salt shaker. Some is in the salt shaker and some is on my paella. Where's the oil? The olive oil. Some is on my bread and some is in the bottle. Okay? Where's the milk? Some is in the refrigerator and some is in my glass. Some is in the carton, and some is in my glass. Some of the milk is warm and some is cold. Where is it? Some is in the carton and some is in the glass. Where's the Pepsi? Some is on the floor and some is on the table. And the sand, la arena, where's the sand? Do you remember? Some is on the beach and some is in my shoe. There you go. No problem. No problem, right? Easy. Piece of cake. Pan comido. Piece of cake.
Word of the day.
Yes, it is time for our word of the day. Our word of the day. Oh, estoy enfermo. Estoy enfermo. No puedo respirar. Tengo tos. ¿Cómo se dice tos? Cough. Cough. I'm coughing. But that's not our word of the day. Estoy enfermo. Enfermo. To be sick. Or ill. Ill. Sick se puede significar también en la cabeza, mentalmente. He's sick. He was a sick man. But we should say ill, to be correct. Estoy enfermo, I'm ill. But 8 out of 10 native English speakers will say sick. I'm sick. I think I'm getting sick. I'm starting to get sick. I'm sick. I was sick last week, but now I'm better. I'm not feeling very well because I'm sick. I'm getting sick. Sick with the K. I'm sick. Okay? Good. How many people are there in Spain? How many people are there in Spain? Do you know? How many people are there in Spain? Do you know how many people there are? There are, I think, about 35, I'm not sure. Nacho, how many people are there in Spain?
I'm not sure. 45 million?
Yeah, maybe 45 million, something like that. 45 million. Yeah. I think there are about, I think Nacho's right. I read in, I believe it was K Magazine, a very reliable source. K Magazine, or 20 Minutos, where I get all the best news. No. De broma. I read somewhere, well, maybe it was there, I don't know, that there were 45 million. Yeah. Pero ese hace un año, yo creo. So maybe 46 now, maybe. Something like that. So how many people are there in Spain? There are 45 million people in Spain. Ask me how many people there are in Canada. How many people are there in Canada? There are about 32 million people in Canada. Yes, there are about 32 million people in Canada. Ask me how many people there are in this room. Kyle, pero tú, en casa, tú no estás en esta aula, en esta sala. Entonces tienes que decir, how many people are there in that room? Kyle, how many people are there in that room? How many people are there in that studio? There is one. There's me only. I'm alone. I'm alone in the studio. There are two people in the studio. Nacho is in the studio. Nacho and I are in the studio, but I am in one room and he is in another room. Yes. There are two people in the studio. How many provinces are there in Spain? Oof. Nacho. How many provinces are there in Spain? Ugh, difficult. I think this is a difficult question. I have asked several people, españoles, esa pregunta. Y a veces dicen 50, otros que dicen 52, depende lo de Ceuta y Melilla y no sé qué, Canarias y todo eso. Es un poco complicado. How many provinces are there in Spain? So it depends. Depende. It depends how you want to classify them, right? So Nacho, what do you think? What's the answer?
I think 50.
50? Okay. Yeah.
50 plus Ceuta y Melilla.
Okay, 50 plus. So Nacho is the definitive answer. He says 50. He says there are 50 provinces plus Ceuta and Melilla. So is Ceuta one province and Melilla another one?
I think they are no provinces.
They're not provinces, so they're like regions. Okay. 50 provinces plus Ceuta and Melilla being part of Spain, but not provinces. I'm not an expert, but it's not a Spanish geography class. It's an English class, so we don't have to worry about it. But good to know. And I think Nacho's right. I've heard that before. There are 50 provinces. So at home, ask me how many provinces there are in Canada. Kyle, how many provinces are there in Canada? There are, do you know? There are 10 provinces in Canada. But it's a bit like Spain. Hay 10 provincias. Hay provincias más. Hay tierra que no. Bueno, hay más tierra. Because there are 10 provinces and there are 3 territories. The territories are in the north. And they have a different government arrangement. So they're called territories and not provinces. But there are 10 provinces in Canada. Yes. There are 10 provinces in Canada. How many football teams are there in La Liga? How many football teams? Nacho, one more time. How many football teams are there in La Liga?
20.
There are 20. There are 20 teams in the league, in La Liga. There are 20 teams in the league. Okay. So at home, ask me how many teams there are in the National Hockey League. A mí me encanta el hockey sobre hielo, como ya sabes. I love hockey. Ask me how many teams there are in the Hockey League, the National Hockey League. How many hockey teams are there in the National Hockey League? Very good. There are 30 teams. There are 30 teams, yes. Ask me how many official languages are spoken in Canada. Or how many official languages there are. Digo así. Luego hablamos del to be tal. Eso es un poco más complicado. How many languages are there in Canada? There are 2 official languages in Canada. Ask me how many countries there are in Africa. How many countries are there in Africa? There are, 53 or 54 or maybe 55 countries in Africa. Again, depending on who you ask and how you consider this, okay? How you count the countries as officially regions or countries and so on.
Vocabulary of the day.
Yes, it is time now for our vocabulary of the day. Yes, posible. ¿Cómo se dice en inglés? Posible. Possible. 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 Very good. Programa. Program. Program. Good program. Good job with this program. Rata. Rat. Rat. There are rats in the sewers. Las alcantarillas. The sewers. The sewer. There are rats. One rat, two rat. Pero no se puede decir rat. Okay? De verdad. Really. Really. Informe. Report. 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 Very good. Okay. Possible. Program. Rat. Really. Report. Repeat with me one time. Possible. Program. Rat. Really. Report. Very good. Very good. Near. Vamos a hablar ahora de near. Cerca. Cerca de. Y lejos de. Far from. Lo importante es que nunca, nunca, nunca digamos near to. ¿Ok? Far from, pero luego digamos near. Is there a bar near your house? Yes, there is a bar near my house. No digamos near to. No. Is there a police station near your house? No, there isn't a police station near my house. Is Toledo near Madrid? Yes, Toledo is near Madrid. Is Segovia near Barcelona or far from Barcelona? Segovia is far from Barcelona. Yes. Is the Santiago Bernabéu Stadium near your house or far from your house? The stadium, the Santiago Bernabéu Stadium, is far from my house. Mm-hmm. Ask me if Sol is near my house or far from my house. Kyle, is Sol near your house or far from your house? Sol is far from my house. Bueno, far from, no, it's not very far. 25 minutos andando. It's near my house, I will say. It's near my house. It's not far from my house. It's near my house. Better. Okay, we are out of time. Nos hemos quedado sin tiempo. Muchas gracias. Thank you so much for listening. I will leave you now. And you can continue listening to the intermediate class. But I'll be back with more for you, beginner students, tomorrow. Same time, same place. See you then. Bye-bye.